Okay folks, today we are talking about the key features of a parabola. A parabola is this shape, okay? Its name is a parabola. It's distinguishable by its curve. Okay, so the fact that it goes up and it goes down. Parabolas are either shaped like an N, just like this one, or they can be shaped like a U. And just like straight lines, parabolas go on forever. They go on and on. In this case, this parabola goes down forever and ever, but sometimes if they were shaped like a U, they would just go up and up and up forever and ever. Parabolas have lots of different key features, okay, that we are going to be looking at. First and foremost, let's talk about the vertex. The vertex is the point right at the bottom there. Okay, so this is called the vertex. It is also sometimes referred to as the turning point. Okay, because as we can think, imagine if you were coming down, 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 all of a sudden it turns around and it goes back up and up and up and up and up. Exactly. There are also these 2 points here, which are of interest to us, and as we can see, those are where our parabola hits the x-axis. So these are our x-intercepts. Okay, and just like we have x-intercepts, we also have a y-intercept. A y-intercept right here. Okay, the y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis. We also have this vertical line down the middle. This vertical line is referred to as the axis of symmetry because it is exactly halfway up and down our parabola. You can see that the parabola is identical on the left-hand side as it is to the right-hand side. It is symmetrical. So this is called our axis of symmetry. Good. Okay, and finally, this line down here, as we can see, that is the bottom, okay, of the parabola, okay? That is going to be referred to as the minimum value. Okay, it is the minimum value. Now, if your parabola was shaped like this, if it was going down, this would be referred to as the maximum value. But in this case, because it is at the bottom, we call it the minimum value. Okay, let's turn over to the next page here. And let's talk about some definitions. So we had our vertex. As we said before, the vertex is the turning point on the graph. It is the point where the graph peaks. Okay, it either hits the highest high or the lowest low. How am I going to label it? We have a coordinate here, okay, that has some x value and some y value, and that's how you're going to be labeling it. We then have, actually, let's take a look down here. Let's look at our 2 graphs. I have graph A, where I can see my my vertex is located at this point. This point is at the value 4, 0. So I'm going to scooch right back up here and say, okay, in graph A, my vertex is located at 4, 0. Graph B, my vertex is this point right here. My vertex is located at -2, 16. So I'm going to write -2, 16. Good. Let's look at our axis of symmetry. Our axis of symmetry cuts the parabola down the middle so that each side is a mirror image. Okay? We're going to write our axis of symmetry as x is equal to something. Okay? And a little helpful tip, x is always going to be equal to the x value of your vertex. So in this case, it's x is equal to 4 and x is equal to -2. So this is our x value. Our minimum or our maximum value is the y coordinate of my vertex. The y coordinate of my vertex. So let's just take a look here. Okay, the y coordinate of the vertex. So it's going to be 0 and it's going to be 16. It is the highest or the lowest y value of the graph. And we write it that y is equal to a number. In this case, y is equal to 0 and y is equal to 16. If we look at our y-intercept, the y-intercept is the y coordinate of the intercept. It is where the parabola crosses the y-axis. Okay? And we're going to write it again as y is equal to blank. But this time we actually have to go and look at our graphs to find it. So in graph A, I look at the point where it crosses the y-axis. It is at the point 8. So I'm going to write y is equal to 8. In my second graph, my line crosses the y-axis right about there, which looks like it's about 12. So I'm going to write y is equal to 12. Finally, we're going to look at our x-intercepts and our zeros. That is where the parabola crosses the x-axis. We're going to write this as x is equal to blank, comma, blank. Here, our graph only touches the x-axis once. It touches it at the point 4. That means that our x-intercept, we only have one, our x-intercept is located at x is equal to 4. Over here in graph B, we have two x-intercepts. The first one is at -6, and the second one is at 2. So I'm going to write this as x is equal to -6, comma 2. Finally, we can talk about the direction of opening. Okay? We are starting from the vertex. Okay, so starting at the peak or the turning point. If my parabola goes up or if it goes down. Okay? You are either just going to write it as up or down. And it's pretty easy to see here. I have up, and look, the letter U is the exact same shape of the graph. And over here, my graph goes down. And the N in down looks like the exact same shape of the graph. So we can fill this in. I can say for graph A, it opens up. For graph B, it opens down. Another little peek at our graphs, and that's it.